All right, traders. To watch this video for Friday, May 4th. Um, this is a tough video for me to make because I had a red day, and I'm barely red, so I'm not whining about being red. But ma'am, if you weren't in chat today, you're gonna see why this is a tough video for me to make here in just a second. I'm gonna quickly, and by the way, I did the math. I went and looked up my this 14 green days in a row, green trading days in a row, not calendar days. So in the last 15 days, this was my first red day, and again, slightly red. All right, barely red. I don't care about the money because I'm barely red. I do care about the money when I have a 3 or 4 times my max daily loss limit because I broke the rules. That's not the case here at all. But this is a ridiculous day for me to be red. There were so many good setups. The teamwork was fantastic, and I skillfully missed every great setup. You ever do that and you jump in one, it doesn't work, and then you all these great setups and you miss them by a hair before they take off. I literally had one of those days. It was aggravating. All right. Anyway, so let's really quick talk about the SPY. So it looked like it was going to oblivion today. I said I really liked it under 260 for a nice turnaround, and actually traded the SPY for a loss somewhere down in here. Somewhere down in here, it started to bounce. I thought that was the bottom. We were under 260 nicely, right? And I only took like a 15-cent loss or something on a $260 stock. That's not bad. And I did the right thing because then it dropped about 70 cents before finally having that huge bounce. But I'm a day trader, and to be honest with you, I'm completely out of my comfort zone trading the SPY. I love individual stocks because those are the ones that we get the irrational moves on, and I like to be on the correct side of an irrational move. So anyway, let's I'm going to show you a couple real quick, and this is just for the people that weren't in chat today. CREG, and I didn't lose on this one. I actually I got basically a flat trade. I was looking for this little flag break right here, and it popped a little bit, and I was back out flat, right? And then Jane, and by the way, my thesis on this was, hey guys, this CLWT is ripping, and they're like pollution control Chinese company, and then CREG is, as you can see here, China Recycling Energy Company. So pollution control China, recycling China, kind of the same thing. And CLWT, and again, I'll show you that in a second, was just ripping. So I said, a lot of people are playing all these other China names, but this seems to me to be one of the best sympathy names out there, right? So I take a flat, and then later, Jane posted over 175. It probably looked like this. Jane's idea was, over 174. There was a big seller there. You had the high of day break. You had a nice flag going on, and you had this as, to me, the number one sympathy play. And so then I missed this move, right? Anyway, that's the kind of day I had. So it's just so tough to watch all these huge moves and not be a part of it. It'd be different if I was, off at Disneyland today, Disney World, and came home and saw these moves. But I was sitting right there in front of my computer. I just had one of those days. It's really aggravating. So anyway, great call by Jane. In other words, she does a great job, and really the whole room, you all do a great job of if we're watching something based on a thesis that I put forward or Wayne puts forward or one of you puts forward, and we all kind of say, hey, yeah, that makes sense. Several people in our chat room are really, really good at keeping those on watch. And I had it on a chart too. I was in and out of the office a little bit, but I should have had that. That's really aggravating. Anyway, this one does go back on watch for tomorrow. And then I'm also going to show you CLWT because this thing takes off out of the gate. Somewhere in here, it's just popping, flagging, pop flag, pop flag, pop flag, and then it comes up. Okay, so then it's really made a nice move from 220 to 420, and it's kind of flagging. Look, it hits 4 there, and it's kind of flagging. Whoops, I went too far. Right here, and as it started back up, Gulam says, hey, CLWT over 4. Again, another seller there. It was the last spot that it topped out with an earlier high of day above as another catalyst. Totally agreed with them, and it's another one of those, tried to grab it, and it just happened so fast. And you can see what it did. It ended up going over 8. So, it's just, this whole day put me in just a lousy mood because of all the near misses I had, right? It's just aggravating. Again, first red day, and you could really call it's within my parameters to really call it a flat day, but that's not the point. Anyway, let's get into the watch list. I can't say enough about the teamwork in there, but I feel like a complete dolt not having a huge day today. But, when you trade every day for the past 20 years or whatever, you're always going to have days where you go, how did I miss that? Anyway, let's go into the list. So OPGN, this is kind of an obscure one. But I had this pop back here. And then if I zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see it a little better. You had a nice volume spike yesterday that topped out at 215. And then today topped out at 216. I really like it over this 2-day high. And right now, as you saw and you will see, low float mania is in full force, which is, I've been waiting for this, right? This is where I can make some really nice money, but only with a proper setup. We don't chase. So remember that. But OPGN is kind of an obscure one that might work. It might set up, I should say. APRN was on watch today. It ended up closing strong. Great job by Al today. I'll show you where he started saying, hey, Kevin O'Leary is coming up on CNBC. He picked APRN in the contest the other day, and I bet he's going to talk about it. And this literally looked like this right here when Al posted. Any one of us could have had this, by the way. You probably already know. I didn't get it. And it ended up closing at the high. So, God, I'm going to start cussing about myself. Anyway, I do like the chart now, right? You had this pop back here, and then it kind of flagged, and then I think they actually came out with earnings maybe today. I'm not sure, but anyway, closing right at the highs. And also Al earlier in the day posted news that they're going to start selling their meal kits at Costco. So there's a kind of another big headline. So this is absolutely one to watch. You've got kind of a tight range down here for the past 2 months. Nice volume coming in and room to run. So this one of my favorite charts, not the easiest trader, but one of my favorite charts going into to tomorrow. FCRE, huge pop, quiet day, huge pop, quiet day, and then a green day today. I don't love this one, but with the low floaters moving, and you know what, I actually need to double check and make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn and that maybe this isn't a low floater. So as I'm babbling here, I'm going to look up and see what FinViz says about the float. Well, it says shares outstanding 3.2 million. So I would say this one falls into that category too. So absolutely one to watch tomorrow. FTFT. You had these huge spikes, a bunch of lower highs, then this really big volume day here that actually topped out at 355. And then today is starting to get a little... And here's the thing. This is also a China play. The China stocks are on fire. Low float stocks are on fire. This is also considered, or at least it ran with all the crypto plays back during the crypto craze. I think that's actually what ran this, okay? So this is a Chinese crypto play. And Bitcoin is showing some strength. Bitcoin is showing some strength. So this, I like this on a couple of fronts here, FTFT. I like the breakout today of this kind of tight range. A little bit of extra volume. And again, it meets several categories that are strong. CVS, 4 days down in a row, starting to get fast to the downside. You got a nice bounce right around 60 from a little over a month ago. Just kind of watching this for a snapback bounce. It's overdone to the downside in the short term, in my opinion. CLWT, again, we talked about this. And here's the sad thing, and this is what makes it more aggravating. A lot of these that I'm going to watch tomorrow, at least in after hours, they're running already. And you just kind of see that during low float mania. And like this is 760 in after hours. So it's trading all the way up here, which always makes it aggravating. But hopefully one of these will set up better and not gap up, to some stupid height or something. So that's CLWT. Definitely want to watch it. CREG, already talked about that one. Look at that strong close. 282 in after hours. So again, that's aggravating to me because I'm not a swing trader, but at the same time, I sleep well at night not being anything. And we can find intraday setups just fine. So CADC, another one, another China stock. Most of them start with C, right? You had this pop back here and a little bit of extra volume today and closed fairly strong. Absolutely worth watching. Hopefully some of these just rip again tomorrow, right? CALI, another one. This one closed well off of its highs. But one to watch. Nice support below, and we'll keep an eye on that. A lot of traders are watching all of these, so it's not that hard to see momentum flowing into one and hopefully catch a nice trade. And then lastly, I've got TCCO. Had a nice range today, volume spike on it. Also, low float stock, so might get running. So the watch list is basically full of low float stocks because low float mania seems to be back in vogue, and that's a good thing. So let's really stay vigilant tomorrow. Really watch these stocks like Jane did today with CREG and and Gulam on CLWT. Let's really focus, and hopefully we can catch some nice low risk inflection point entries and have a big day tomorrow. But remember, only A+ setups and only proper entries and so on. All right. See everybody tomorrow in chat. Have a good night.